Now, I wouldn't use the word shocked when describing Iceland's historic win over England in the round of 16 of the 2016 Euros, but you can use the word surprising. It was a bit surprising. Oh my. Brian Wright is here. I'm Adrian Fetchu. We're going to recap the round of 16, the knockout round of Euro 2016, and then we'll take a look at the quarterfinal matchup. So let's bring Brian onto the show.
Absolutely, yeah. Excellent quarterfinal round, knockout round. Some good games, some not so good games, but the talk of the knockout round has to be England. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your views. What a dramatic turn of events there for the soccer inventors.
Here's why the result wasn't all that shocking, because we saw England play in the draw in the group stage, and they looked okay, but they never looked dominant. They never looked comfortable. They never looked confident. They kind of struggled to finish some of their chances, and then in this game they looked like shit. They were slow. They were terrible. They couldn't complete a cross. Every cross by Walker went out of bounds. It was terrible.
It was bad. And you saw during the group stage, they struggled. They struggled through the group stage. They almost lost to Wales. I mean, and in this game, I mean, they just looked disinterested, which is amazing considering the way that game started. You know, you get a penalty 5 minutes in, Rooney scores. You're thinking, okay, this is about to be a 3-4-0 blowout. And then Iceland sticks one on you, and okay, now we've got a game.
Yeah, what about the resiliency of Iceland there? You were down 1-0 3 minutes into the game. You scored 2 minutes later, and then you score again. So basically, there are only two chances they had. They converted on.
Yeah, it's amazing because that team, fun fact, the population of Iceland is equal to the population of Leicester, the Premier League champions of England. And, Leicester has more volcanoes than they have homegrown footballers. And after you give up the first goal to Rooney, I wouldn't have been surprised if those guys with too many S's in their last names just dropped their heads and said, well, shit, this isn't our day. But the guy gets loose on a free kick. Poor marking by England on that goal. But once they get the equalizing goal, all hands on deck. You got to give them credit.
This is the most relevant Iceland has been in the sports scene since Gunnar Stahl was taking shootout in D2 of the Mighty Ducks. So
absolutely. It's
been a long time since Iceland has been relevant. What was the coach's name? Remember the coach with the slick back hair? You remember?
Coach of the Icelandic junior Goodwill Games team from.
Yeah. Well, I'm picturing.
I can picture him, but I can't recall the name.
Yeah. All right. It was like the Wolf or something. The Wolf or some shit. Wolf or something.
Something like that.
Well, all right. We'll get back to the England game. Okay, so Roy Hodgson calls it quits right after the loss,
which is probably the most English thing ever.
Well, it's like he made so many questionable decisions throughout the entire tournament. Even the first thing was what was it? Was it Kane taking the corner kicks, and everybody was like, "Oh, why is your goal scorer taking corner kicks?" And
you don't want Harry Kane taking corner kicks. You need him in the box to get his head on things to try to score. I don't know why he's having him take. And then the substitutions were mind-boggling. If you're you would want somebody like Jack Wilshere taking corners, even if he can't get on the field. But it just, I don't know what you do if you're Roy Hodgson. His substitutions were poor, but even if he makes the right substitutions, I don't know how much that helps. Because they look so disinterested.
Yeah, it was very strange. Watch and how England was coming into the tournament cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic is the mantra of the English now. I mean, if we're doing this show in London, the papers over there are going ballistic, and half of them are probably saying "We told you so." And I bet you every single Liverpool fan in the face of the earth is probably saying "We told you so," or "We have to get out of here."
Yeah, it's just like what? And Joe Hart giving up these D's. Ew, terrible.
That was bad. That go-ahead goal that Iceland scored made the English fans want Robert Green back. Remember the Robert Green goal against the U.S. in the 2010 World Cup? This was worse.
Yeah, it was bad. So you got an English side that hasn't won a knockout round game now since 2006 World Cup. So it's been a while for
it's amazing because you just think they should be better. I mean, we invented soccer. Okay, that was hundreds of years ago. But you just, with all the talent that's on this team, they should be better. Sturridge is outstanding. Vardy is outstanding. The guy had a breakout season. You still have Rooney. You have Raheem Sterling. They should be better. There's really no other way to put it.
You can make the argument that U.S. soccer has been better since 2006.
You can. You certainly can.
Yeah. Wow. So where does that leave the future now of the soccer team? I mean, do they make any strides towards Russia and the World Cup, or is this team just fucked?
Right now, they're fucked.
Yeah.
Because I honestly am not sure where you take it, because they've got a lot of good young players. You need a coach that will get the best. Because I don't know how you motivate these guys. If you can't get up for a quarterfinal or a knockout round game against Iceland in the Euros, you've got problems. And you're not,
because we're both like, all right, England will win 1-0, but it's not going to be like a dominant win by any means. And that's kind of what happened. I mean, obviously England didn't win, but they didn't look good at all, and this it wasn't that surprising. It really wasn't.
No. And like you said, the Iceland had 2 chances at goal, and they basically scored on both of them. There was a late chance because England was pushing forward and trying to get the late equalizer to hopefully take it extra time. So Iceland was able to make 1 chance out of a corner kick, which Joe Hart saved. But other than that, there was an article by Ian Dark, who does the commentary. Great, him and Steve McManaman together are fantastic.
Oh, they're awesome.
You watch that game, Steve McManaman hit the meltdown button with about 15 minutes to go, and once that game was over, Ian Dark just couldn't contain himself. I think he said it was the worst. He said it was the most embarrassing loss in the history of English football.
Woo. It was up there. It was.
I don't know who you need an infusion of new blood in the coaching ranks, but I'm not sure who you hire. I think the smart money right now is on Eddie Howe, who is the manager of Bournemouth. And they did pretty well in their first season in the Premier League last year because he's a young guy. He's only 40 years old.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what you need is a nice infusion of youth to go with the youth that's in the squad. Because having these older guys like a Roy Hodgson, or it just doesn't work.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the most anticipated matchup heading into the knockout stages. Italy and Spain. Italy wins it 2-0 over Spain. This was another result that didn't really surprise me. Spain hasn't really looked that great. They don't have a guy that can really finish around the net right now. So they might keep possession. They might have some chances, but if you got a guy that can't finish, then shit, you're kind of fucked. So Italy wins this one 2-0. And again, I mean, what a job by Conte. Italy was not supposed to have a chance in this tournament. And no. And they go and they beat Belgium, and now a win against Spain. So you got a lot of momentum heading into this Germany game. And it should be an interesting when they play Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah, that was a as they say a tactical masterclass by Antonio Conte for Italy. They just kept possession. They hit on the break when they needed to. They capitalized on the first goal was a bit of a gift because it was on a free kick and De Gea fumbled it a little bit and Chiellini was there to knock it home. But after that, Italy just locked it down. You have to give Antonio Conte credit. The guy's a brilliant tactician. He's a crazy person, but he's a brilliant football mind.
He definitely is a crazy person.
which will suit him well when the Euros are over and he takes over at Chelsea.
All right, so England, Iceland, that was probably the best game of the knockout round. Would you say this was second best? I thought this was pretty well.
This England-Spain one was the one that everybody was anticipating. We look at some of the other results. Germany, 3-0 over Slovakia. That's pretty standard. Germany is their team motto is the machine, I think, and they are a machine when they want to be. Wales and Northern Ireland, 1-0 for Wales. Not a surprising result there. Wales is, whatever you think of Wales, they still have Gareth Bale, and that guy alone is worth, the price of admission, or at least to watch it on TV. Switzerland, Poland, I think that's about what we expected from that game. Although I do feel a bit bad for Switzerland because the goal that Shaqiri scored was outrageous, and they probably should have gotten something better out of that than a PK loss.
Yeah, they deserved to win that game. They had the better chances like the last 30, 40 minutes of the game. That was a pretty good game. Not bad.
Portugal and Croatia, definitely could have been better.
That was the worst game of the fucking knockout round. I don't care about the 4-0, 3-0 games. This was awful. This was so boring. Ew. I know it was 0-0, of course the score, but they were both cautious. They didn't try to score. They didn't care. It was just awful.
And I picked Portugal in our knockout round previews, but I wanted Croatia because I like that Croatian team. I think Croatia is a better team, but unfortunately, it just wasn't to be.
They got three solid players there. Modric, you got Perisic, and Mandzukic, and that's a good trio.
Ivan Rakitic from Barcelona, he's there too.
Yeah, so they have some players on that team. Unfortunate, because I picked Croatia to win. So let's talk about Germany and Belgium just a little bit further, because Germany, we talked about it in the last show. We're like, all right, we're just kind of waiting for them to flip the switch, and you can, I guess, make the same argument for Belgium as well, because you got, again, this tournament is now 24 teams, and 16 teams make knockout rounds. So the teams that are of quality, like Germany and a Belgium, you're going through the group stage. You're just like who cares? Like, we know we can get by on what we have. We can finish in third and still make the knockout round.
So that was the one drawback of expanding it to 24 teams is you're going to have some third place group finishers that get through that maybe don't deserve to be there. But through the format of the tournament, they certainly, we talked about it in pre-show, Hungary and Northern Ireland really have no business being in a knockout round of a European Championship, but there they are.
Yeah.
Hungary certainly got what was coming to them with the 4-0 ass-whooping Belgium put on them. But
and then, the one team that you can is Iceland. Iceland, at least, they went 6-2-2 in qualifying, and they look good in the group stage. Yeah, they're pretty good. I'll give Iceland its due. The only game that I wasn't able to watch was France and Ireland. Ireland a couple years ago, might have been 2010 already, with the handball, Thierry Henry handball, and that catapulted the French into the World Cup and not Ireland. This was a rematch, but France won again 2-1.
France did a nice job of coming from behind, too, because Ireland scored the opening goal, and France rallied and put themselves through. I think having them host the tournament gives them the 12th man, so to speak, the home field advantage, and that comes into play big time in these late-stage tournament games.
All right, let's talk about the quarterfinals now. All right, I don't know if you'll be able to do this off the top of your head, but just let's kind of rank the teams left, right? The last 8.
This will be fun.
So just
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go real quick. So number 1, I got Germany. Number 2, I'm gonna have Belgium. Number 3, Italy. Number 4, France. Number 5, I'll give it to Wales. Number 6, Portugal. 7, Poland. 8, Iceland. So just kind of compare those rankings. So like
I would go similar to yours. I would go Germany 1, Belgium 2, France 3, Italy 4, Portugal 5. Let's see.
So you had Portugal over
Poland 6, Wales 7, Iceland 8.
Oh wow! So I had Wales ahead.
I don't think Wales is that good.
Yeah.
Aside from Gareth Bale, I don't think they're that good.
They didn't look good against Northern Ireland. So
no, they did not. And Northern Ireland has exactly nobody.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Portugal's that good.
It's, I'm a bit surprised as we're doing this to find myself putting France ahead of Italy, but just from a talent standpoint, I think France is a bit better. And if those teams, if they match up, like if the way the bracket shapes up, France and Italy could play in the semifinals. If Italy were somehow to beat Germany, which is probably not going to happen, but if France and Italy play in the semifinals, I would pick France.
I would probably too because of the home field advantage. So I guess that makes sense to have them 3. I kind of did that to just kind of show like how the quarterfinals are playing out because Portugal and Poland, that was 6 and 7 on my ranking. So that's by far the worst game of the 4. The best game obviously is Germany, Italy. I had 1 and 3 there. So Belgium and Wales. I'm looking forward to that because Wales is like that Cinderella story. And then
or has Iceland taken over that mantle?
I still think it's Wales, but Iceland. I'll tell you what, if Iceland was not playing France, everybody would be behind Iceland.
Absolutely, they're still laughing from the fact that England cocked it up.
Yeah. So so it should be an interesting quarterfinals. I don't think we're going to change our picks. We'll probably just keep what we have. So
I'm looking at the quarterfinal bracket here. So you've got France and Iceland. I would say France probably wins that one 3-0.
Yeah, I'll go like 2-0.
Fairly easily. Mm-hmm. Germany and Italy, I think that's going to go to penalties.
Oh, wow. I've got 2-0 Germany.
I think Germany wins it in penalty.
Because I think Germany scores like 1 in the first half, and then they add 1 late because Italy needs to try and score.
Oh yeah, well it's certainly possible, but I think that game will end 1-1, and then Germany will win it in PKs.
Okay.
Well, Belgium and Wales. Belgium is really starting to crank it up a bit. Yeah. I don't think Wales is going to be prepared for them, so I think Belgium rolls over them 4-1.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 3-1. Yeah.
And Poland and Portugal. If you look at it man for man, I actually think Poland could be a better team.
Could be.
But I put Portugal ahead of Poland because of the Cristiano Ronaldo factor.
I'll say 1-0 Portugal.
I'll take that. But I could very easily, based on the way Portugal played against Croatia, I could very easily see Blažekovski or Lewandowski scoring early for Poland, and then they just lock it down.
I could see that too. Nothing would surprise me in that game. Nothing. So yeah, we talked about earlier with the difference between shocking and surprising. Nothing would be surprising there. So yeah, that's probably it. We got nice 20 minutes out of this. So I guess we'll do another kind of recap show when the quarterfinals are over. We'll do after each round. We'll do one. We'll see how this turns out. Tomorrow we're going to do some union. Some union coverage. So Brian's really looking forward to that. I know that. So yeah,
if we can get like a handful of views and a handful of likes, will be.
If we get 3 views on the union game on union video, I'll be happy. 3.
I'll tell you what. When you guys do if you go down to the Sons of Ben tailgate, if we get more than 10, I'll buy you a beer.
Well, we're definitely going to have more than 10. I definitely think that's going to happen. We'll get like realistically, we'll probably get like 25 to 30 views on the union. So.
I'll take it.
All right. Any final thoughts before we get out?
I'm looking forward to the weekend, the knockout, the quarterfinal rounds where it gets down to business. So it should be very interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait. And one game a day, so it should be a lot of fun. Can't wait. First game is Thursday, and that's the Portugal game. So Portugal and Poland kicks it off. Can't wait for that. Can't wait to do I guess we'll do something Monday or Sunday night if we can.
Sounds good.
So, yeah. All right. For that.
By the way, the smart money is on Eddie Howe for taking over for England. So if you were a betting man, put a few quid down on him.
Boom. There it is. With that being said, that's Brian Wright. I'm Adrian FedQ. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep watching. We're out. Peace.
Later.